Yo, 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 this is Jordan Sather coming to you live with the hottest freestyle of 2017. In this video, we're going to discuss some new Q drops that were posted last night under his new trip code, but basically on 8chan still. We're going to talk about a little more of the Atlanta airport situation and the Seattle train incident that happened yesterday. And also what looked like another potential weird occurrence in the UK at an Air Force base there that involved a car. So over the past few days, it's been like planes, trains, and automobiles in regards to false flags. Then we'll talk a little bit about the FBI implosion and all the mainstream media coverage of the UFO and ET phenomenon. So crazy stuff coming out still about the New York Times article about this whole DoD disclosure and their advanced aerial threat identification program, right? So anyway, hi everybody coming into the room here. Good morning from Canada. We'll let some people get into the room before I switch over to the TV here. False flags galore for the horrors of war, all right? So let's now get on over here. Nice haircut, thanks. As my 4th grade teacher would say, I actually got all of them cut, not just a haircut. So anyway, let's get into these Q posts, right? So this is the first one. You can see under the new trip code up here, the UW dot blah, 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 as it says. Flash break, this one, shall we play a game? Hope you guys can see that. Zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Future unlocks past. Declassified ATL past. So it looks like since this event occurred, this Q group can now declassify some of their intel. News unlocks map. Find the markers. And right here, it gives us dates. It says 12/7 to 12/17. And in regards to Atlanta, what happened on 12/7 was there was actually a drill. So there was a fire that was at the Atlanta airport, but it was a drill from what they said, a routine training exercise. So you know what happens whenever there's a drill, right? There's likely some kind of false flag that happens at the same time or around the same time as a drill. So interesting dot, keep that in mind. Continuing, it says Concourse F, Terminal 5, privately operated plane. Op in parentheses there. Now I'm going to direct you to this post here that was made on Twitter. Granted, I found it on Imgur, so I don't know who made it. Sorry that I can't source it. You know, if you are out there watching this and you're the one that made it, props to you. But anyway, somebody did some great deduction of a December 15th Q post, and it basically says this Q post was one of the vague ones where you try to deduce all the underscores and half words and whatever the heck it meant. But anyway, power out 10 hours in reference to the dark, right? So maybe the 10, right here, I should say, dark in parentheses 10. A lot of people expected that to mean the 10 days of darkness, but in reality, it was probably referencing the 10 hours of darkness that the Atlanta airport went under. Conf underscore term 5 in brackets there. Now, what the heck does this mean? But like he always says, future unlocks past, right? So you just got to wait. You got to wait and all the breadcrumbs will be accounted for. So Concourse F, Terminal 5, right? International departures, private op, privately owned plane. Now, if you saw my video from yesterday, I made a reference to that one plane that took off during the Atlanta airport shutdown, right? I actually saw myself on 8chan. Somebody posted some screenshots of my video from yesterday of me talking about this. Badass. I'm lurking. Y'all are lurking. I know. But anyway, update. It says a business jet took off, right? I discussed this yesterday, and then that information was blocked or removed. Thanks. Somebody said they like my glasses. I'll actually be getting new ones soon here. So anyway, that's what looks like these Q posts are referencing here. He's basically giving us the answers to some posts of his for a couple days ago. Concourse F, Terminal 5, privately operated plane. ATL to IAD, right? I didn't even know that I was unlocking some breadcrumbs right here yesterday, but this one plane went from Atlanta to IAD, Washington, D.C. So that looks like, hold on. You see, I know you guys like the whiteboard, but this is why getting a new program would just help me with streamlining everything. Don't worry, the whiteboard's not going away. It's just, you know, if I go somewhere, I can't exactly take this like 6x4 whiteboard with me, right? So anyway, this is all reference to Atlanta. It says extraction known. So extraction, what maybe they were extracting an asset from the Atlanta airport, some bad guy they wanted, or maybe they downed the plane. Maybe this one plane that got airborne was brought down, and they were able to extract whoever was trying to get away, right? So basically some other things here I won't really deduce because I have no idea what they mean. Special place in parentheses. Why are drops highlighted by the president shortly thereafter? Coincidence or message? And then the Great Awakening in parentheses. And this is all reference to, here's Donald Trump's Twitter on December 17th when he left Camp David. Right here, it says a very special place. And not only that, but in one of the speeches yesterday, I don't know if it was this one or one of the ones up here, but he mentioned a great awakening or a great reawakening, he said. So all of these subtle clues are just corroborations. They're corroborations letting us know that these Q drops, whoever is posting these Q posts, I don't think it's the president. I don't think it's, you know, the president's kid, or a lot of people are getting these weird speculations, but I have my ideas on who or what Q is. But anyway, it's basically just letting us know that this Q group is an alliance that the president of the United States is a part of that's taking down the deep state. It's just corroborations. And then right here it says, looks like classified operation of DC, future, right? It said past up here, declassified ATL. So it looks like maybe we'll get some drops in regards to whatever's going on at the IED airport, maybe some more information on the plane, maybe some stuff that we're supposed to try to deduce. How about a nice game of chess? Someone just commented and said Q is an alien. Anyway, Splash, Fox 3. Saw a couple interesting ideas of what that might mean on 8chan. I don't exactly know, but that was the first post. So it's a long game, long puzzle to try to deduce there. You can go ahead and try. Let's see. This is a Q post in response to this. An anonymous poster said, give us a hint on the ATL airport. Q said, extraction _ good. So extraction, what was extracted? Don't know. Might have been a person, might have been stuff. Maybe some stuff was trying to be hustled through ATL, and that's why the power was cut to ATL, right? Here is actually, quick side note, here's an article on Squawker that I'll post down below this, and it's basically discussing that 4chan users find evidence of Atlanta airport blackout was part of an intentional cover-up. And this kind of talks about that single plane that I mentioned, and this article talks a little bit more. It kind of goes into the plane and whatnot, the background of it. It actually mentions that fire drill that I just showed you a minute ago. But this is a good post discussing how, you know, possible cargoes valuable enough to need a blackout to hustle through, basically. Could have been people, nukes, bioweapons, gold, currency, evidence, you know, whatever the case was. Could have even been a false flag, right? Could have been a false flag planned at the Atlanta airport. That's why we had a drill there. And maybe that was botched or thwarted. Thwarted false flag there. Who knows? Right here. Somebody asked Q, seconding this, the context of that train. So now we'll get into the Seattle train incident. I'll add some more comments on that in a minute here. But this anonymous poster says, seconding this, the context of that train crash seems relevant high-value target aboard. And Q says, we would not intentionally harm a person in the pursuit of a target. This was retaliatory, REATL. So it looks like from this we can deduce that something happened in ATL that was thwarted by the white hats. Whether it was a false flag or some bad dude trying to dip the country, something was thwarted. And what happened in Seattle yesterday was retaliation to that, right? Makes total sense. Next day, train goes off the tracks right onto the freeway. Right onto the freeway. And somehow the train was going like 50 miles an hour over the speed limit. Way too weird just to be a coincidence. Let's see here. We'll get down into some more Q posts before we go into the Seattle stuff. Anonymous poster asks Q here. As punishment for the ATL, Atlanta extraction, wonder which pawn is off the table, or was it something higher? So it looks like this anonymous poster was assuming that the extraction meant that there was a person taken off the table in Atlanta. Good assumption, right? Kind of what I've been saying here. It's a possibility. And Q then says, it wasn't a pawn, it was a bishop. And this leads us to believe that there could have been a little higher value target than just some normal pawn being taken out. It looks like in the comments a lot of people are claiming it could have been Soros. You know, we can't have any idea, at least from everything I've seen, we have no idea about as to who or what it was, but hey, it'd be sweet if it was Soros, right? Down here, we'll get into the last few Q posts. It says, why did the White House link post turn up 4:04 2 days after? And he's referencing the post to that executive order about election restructuring or electoral reform. And the link that Q posted came up and as an error just a couple days later. Expand your thinking. Do you believe in coincidences? You know, I don't know what happened to that White House link, but was it doxed? Was it hacked, taken offline? Who knows? Right here it says House of Cards, 12 deals rejected today alone. Panic in DC. Trust Sessions. Enjoy the show. I think we might get a pretty neat, some kind of Christmas show. That'd be fun, right? Only about a week away for that. 12 deals rejected, though, today alone. Panic in DC. I totally believe that. Lots of panic in DC, as evidenced by all these false flags and all of the disclosure, the UFO and half-assed secret space program disclosures that are going on in the media. This post, 19 ops now, operators active, operators in harm's way. President of the United States awake, right? What kind of double meaning is that? Awake or awake, right? No sleep during op, pray. And last one here is this, another jumbled puzzle to deduce here. No idea what any of this means, except the word Maverick is in here. That could be reference to John McCain. That's his nickname, is Maverick. I don't know what these two mean, the freedom underscore number 1 through 43 or cap underscore H parentheses 9. I don't know if this means Capitol Hill, Ninth Circuit Court. So remember, we had the judge on the Ninth Circuit recently resign over sexual harassment. And down here it says remove plus appellate. So, and up here it says freedom number 1 through 43. There's 43 judges on the Ninth Circuit. So I don't know if this is some reference to that Court of Appeals, the Ninth Circuit, or some kind of judicial system restructuring here, but those are couple of my thoughts. You know, of course, I have no knowing, but just guesstimation. But anyway, that's what we have today in regards to Q. Interesting tweet, and I will post those all down below. Let's talk about the Seattle train track just real quick. I want to throw a couple notes out there on this. So that train derailed yesterday, right? And it was apparently traveling at 80 and a 30. For one, that's weird. For two, of all the places for this train to derail, right? It was on a track from Portland to Seattle And of all the places it decided to go off the track was right onto I-5 during rush hour, right? Some people are mentioning the Antifa connection. I'm getting to that next here. So of all the places it was going to derail onto the highway, that whole like 30 stretch of feet in a 200-mile trip, that's where it decided to go off the track. And not only this, but I am acquainted with a guy who knows a mayor from a surrounding city. This was in Lakewood or DuPont, Washington, not very far from me. I know a guy who knows a mayor of a surrounding city, and even he said it's weird. It's very suspicious, right? So this is just odd. And then, of course, here's the Antifa connection. So this comes from the Gateway Pundit, which is a pretty good website, but it's very heavily right-leaning. But I'm just bringing it up here for the information it presents. Panicked Antifa website deletes article about sabotaging train tracks in Olympia after derailment. So basically, we'll go down to the actual website shot here. The story's from April, and train tracks sabotaged to stop fracking equipment. And in late November, so this is only a month ago, Antifa actually sabotaged a train in Olympia. I didn't know about that actually until just yesterday. Police then raided the Antifa encampment in Olympia following that train being sabotaged by anti-fracking activists, Antifa. They actually had that article on their website right here, gloating, basically gloating about pouring concrete on train tracks that lead out of Olympia. But then, of course, when that Seattle event occurred, they took that webpage offline. So I don't, somebody could have been paid to do that, to put something on the train tracks yesterday and cause that train to go off, right? It's all making sense. And now we're going to move into another odd occurrence yesterday. This actually happened in the UK. I hadn't seen much coverage around it. It wasn't too big of an incident. It was just weird. Somebody drove a car onto an Air Force base in the UK. It was a US Air Force base. And he just drove up onto the base and tried to get near a plane, it looked like. In this article, it says they don't know the motive. They don't even really know who the dude is. He was like a 44-year-old guy with mental issues, but each one of these patsies has mental issues, right? All the MK Ultra guys do. So, yeah, it's just weird occurrence. We had the ATL airport incident 2 days ago, this Seattle train incident yesterday, this incident yesterday. Planes, trains, and automobiles, man. Weird. Now I'll show you guys a few articles on basically the implosion around the FBI and the Russia investigation. Now, I haven't been following this story too closely. There's only so much time I have in a day and so much mental energy I spend on different stories. So I, cover quite a bit of the Q stuff. I cover quite a bit of the secret space program and UFO disclosure stuff. But I like to have my feet dipped in everything just a little bit. Just, show you guys the articles. You can do your own research there from it, even if I don't know too much about it. But yesterday, it looks like one of the people connected to the Fusion GPS, this whole Russia investigation, FBI stuff, his name was Bruce Orr, basically ditched his hearing before the Senate Intelligence Committee. Tom Fitton, who's the president of Judicial Watch, said he's stunned because the DOJ official, Bruce Orr, ditched his hearing. And this is the guy, Bruce Orr here. I don't get a good vibe just looking at him. And it was reported all over Fox that he basically dipped. So he's probably running from something. Right here from True Pundit, it says Representative Jim Jordan drops a stunner. We're going to subpoena FBI's Andrew McCabe and Peter Strzok. If you remember, Andrew McCabe also didn't show up to a hearing he was supposed to be at. So, a lot of these guys, that's the thing. It's just, there's so much going on to this whole FBI implosion and Rust investigation. I just can't. I don't have the time or energy to follow it that closely. So I don't know, what deeper dots to connect for you guys here. That's why I'm just showing you the articles, but of course I'll link them down below. And then here's one though. All eyes on Adam Schiff. House Republicans call for inquiry into Russia investigation leaks because of course Adam Schiff is our chronic leaker. He leaks so bad that he might need some medication for it. But luckily 3 House Republicans, it says here, called for an inquiry into the House Intelligence Committee Russia investigation leaks on Monday. So this is like his permanent face. It's like stuck like that. He must always be worried. That's why he's beating the dead Russia horse, right? But you can check out this full letter that these representatives sent to House Speaker Paul Ryan and Nancy Pelosi about Adam Schiff. But that's why Adam Schiff, it says here, he's in full panic mode, went into a tweet storm on Friday. Really scared about this Russia investigation. And funny enough, Donald Trump Jr. is yesterday on the 18th. He was tweeting all about it. So it's only a matter of time before Adam Schiff gets exposed. And now lastly, let's talk about these UFO disclosures. So yesterday on CNN, Mr. Luis Elizondo, that former Pentagon UFO official, he was on their, primetime TV slot. He was up on there giving his interview to the CNN anchors, and they actually ran a story about it. So this continues to be circulated, right? Just go to Google, type in UFO, Washington Post, 17 hours ago. Is the United States still looking for UFOs? CNN, 10 hours ago. Fortune Magazine, Live Science, NPR, Popular Mechanics yesterday. New York Times, still reporting it. So it's like, they want to continuously keep this in our minds. It's crazy. It's crazy. And just looking at the comments here. Somebody mentioned Project Bluebeam. That's going to be in one of my videos I have coming up. Let's see here. Somebody said UFOs are a deception. No, they're not. Absolutely not. And, of course, some of these comments on here are trolls that are here to spread disinformation. But this is why it's so important to cover this issue and cover it logically. Because UFOs are not a deception. They're actually a very important topic to discuss, because not only are you going to learn a whole shitload about our cosmology, about human origins, but also technology, because the propulsion systems and energy creation systems, when it comes to UFOs, is very important to learn, right? I'm not going to go off on too many tangents right now, but there'll be more videos coming about all of that. And hint as well, I'll actually be doing an interview with James Gilliland in the coming days too, so he can discuss with you guys a lot of issues surrounding the ET UFO phenomenon. But anyway, so these distractions, all these half-truths are being continuously circulated in the media, again, for many reasons, to distract us from various storm disclosures, sexual harassment disclosures, right? To seed us for a potential false flag disclosure when it comes to the secret space program or UFOs and whatnot. But again, I'll be doing more videos on all that. And here's they still have this asteroid, Oumuamua, in news stories. So remember last week they said they were going to be testing this thing for signs of alien life. They said that those tests came up false. There's no sign of alien life, but they're still trying to have that card in play, have that contingency plan in case they need to run it. And it says in this article on The Independent yesterday, first alien object to visit our solar system is wrapped in a strange organic coating. It's like you can't make this stuff up. They have to have monkeys behind typewriters making up these stories. Strange organic coating. And even on the SETI page, the SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, which again is the official smokescreen. It has a bunch of NASA physicists and conventional. It's very, what do we want to say? Fantasyland info, right? But they're saying that, is this mysterious space rock actually an alien spaceship? And this post was from yesterday, so they're still trying to have this in our heads. It's crazy. So they've got this big rock in space. They've got this former Pentagon official coming out, right? And this all, again, this former Pentagon UFO official is part of Tom DeLonge's To the Stars initiative, which has direct connections to John Podesta and various CIA handlers. So, gotta question it. Gotta question it with those things in mind. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share for today with you guys. I'll be doing more videos to get deeper into these news stories because, of course, I always tend to go off on these tangents and rants during these news videos. I'm going to try to start keeping these news videos more news-oriented, keep them shorter, but then get more into doing those whiteboard reports for you guys, bringing those back. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed all that. Thank you for watching this news update. And again, I'll be back, and I'll see you guys soon. You guys will see me soon. Have a wonderful, Tuesday. Have a wonderful Tuesday, guys. Take care.